Alright, hello everybody, it's Rich and there's Jason in the background. So this is a short video I'm doing. Jason's just setting up for a battle report where we're going to be doing. So this is my journey through the Cowabunga challenge, so that's officially come to an end now. So that was a painting challenge where you had to paint at least, well, this was so cheap, but the idea was at least 1,000 points worth of models from the second edition era, ideally. Started in January. He's just going to be walking back and forth. Started in January and then finished at the end of May, technically, and then you had an extra month off, if you needed it. You could take a month off if life got in the way, so it did go to the end of June. So as this is near the end of June now, I'm done. I had planned to do some scouts, but I was just completely burnt out from doing this. And then July, you'll see a lot of photos, hopefully, on the second edition Facebook group, where Dennis, who's been running it, took over from, I can't remember his name now, I feel really bad. I do apologise, I can't remember his name. It'll pop into my head later on. But I wanted to show you what I did each month, and then the final family shot. And then what will happen is I'm going to take a photo of all my Dark Angels together, and this is the first time they've all been together. So let's have a look at the models. Okay, so the first January model was 5 close assault marines, and 2 of them are armed with power swords. So I'll just bring, I like this one actually, so we'll just bring him up there. So I've got the power sword there. I was quite happy with how that turned out. These guys, the arms were 3D printed. I won't tell you who did it because I'm not sure if he wants me to name him, but he's done a fantastic job, and if you're watching this, thank you ever so much for what you did. I did drill out the barrels, so I'm quite happy with that, and they got the markings there for the third company as well. And then of course I got the decals. I never used to do this as a kid, so I'm quite chuffed with these. And then annoyingly you have to put the decals on the top as well, and because these are quite old, I had to paint these just to make them pop a little bit more. So even got the eyes, I don't know if you can see that. So I'm quite chuffed with how these came out, and because I only had to do 5 for January, I could take my time. I'm quite happy with the way they've turned out. So there you go. I even got, I don't know if you can see that there, I even wrote down some litanies on the purity seals as well. So that was my first challenge, or that's January done there. So 5 jump packers with chainsaws and bolt pistols, and 2 with power swords. So next up will be February. Okay, so February saw the second half of the close assault marines done. Now the first ones with the power swords, the idea for them would they would go after armored warriors like Eldar warriors or power armored guys, because the power swords give them a -3 save, which is great. But these guys with the actual jump pack sergeant, these guys with this power fist, they're going after tanks and dreadnoughts. So we've got chainsaw for parry, again the 7th, because I thought it'd be funny, 7th cavalry sort of thing. So I've got all the decals there as well. It's lots of detail on these models. Grenades and all sorts of bits and pieces, purity seals, wings on the shins, calves there as well. So I'm quite happy with how he turned out. And again, they just got lots of chain swords. So and of course I made the marks on the litanies there, purity seals. So yeah, I went for the number 7th cavalry, because I always used to like old Custer and the 7th cavalry and that sort of stuff. So they're going to come to save the day sort of thing. That's the plan anyway. But that is February's challenge done, which then gave me finally 10 assault marines for my Dark Angels. Much needed as well. And next up is March, and I haven't painted a vehicle for years. Okay, so March saw me actually finally do a Space Marine vehicle. So this is a Razorback. The rules are a bit odd for it, to be perfectly honest, but you know, Jason and I always do the rule of cool. We just paint and field what we like the look of. So I did edge highlight a little bit, which I didn't think I'd enjoy doing. I thought it would take too long. Back in the day, I would have just dry brushed everything, but I ended up edge highlighting it. But then to get this Dark Angel look, I did give it a wash of, and it wasn't thinned down either, I just give it a pure wash of Dark Angel Contrast. After that, I saw a chap on the second edition page do his doors red, and I thought that looks really cool. And of course, I tried to edge highlight these as well, so I've done the tracks. It is done underneath, but I haven't bothered edge highlighting it. And then I got the ammo cases as well. And again, I went for some, let's turn that around, went for some decals as well. Now, the gunner, I've made him tactical because he's going to be basically supporting the 5-man tactical squad, because you can put 6 men in here, so I can put 5 men in there and the captain if I need to, as long as it's not in Terminator armor. And it comes with a las cannon and a twin-leaked plasma gun. Or like I said, I'd have to read up the rules on this. What I am quite chuffed with, let's see if I can keep that in focus, is I did like, yeah, that's cool. I did like the way the skull come out. I'm pretty chuffed with that. I've got to be honest, the skull on the wings here, not the skull on the gun. So, yeah, this did push me a little bit because I haven't done a vehicle for ages, and I was really worried that edge highlighting would take too long, but it didn't. So I'm really happy with the way this turned out. And then we're in month 3. This is month 3, and I'm painting to a standard that's really high for me. So it was starting to push my ability, and it was starting to become a tiny bit draining. It's surprising how mentally exhausted you can get painting to a high level of detail. But the next 2 broke me. So we're now into April, and I thought, that's all right. I've only got 2 models to paint. That'll be a piece of cake. How wrong I was. You can go over there. Right, so the first one I did was the Terminator. And I've got to say a big, massive thank you to Mark. And Mark's come down to our event at Plymouth before called Bunker Assault, which is at the end of October. Subtle promotion there. So I had an assault cannon, a Deathwing model, but with Rogue Trader arms. And you can always tell the difference on the Rogue Trader arms because they come down in a point. Where second edition have a flat bit there. So I poured a lot into this model. I was really chuffed with the way it come out. I'm really chuffed with the way the greens look on this. Yeah, it's just coming really nicely. And no, I didn't drill the barrels. I thought about it. The one thing I didn't have was a Deathwing shoulder decal. So that, oddly enough, is the one that goes on the Dreadnought. And I put it on there and I painted out the red line, the red circle that goes around it. So if I hadn't told you, you wouldn't notice, and you can't even see it. So I'm really genuinely quite chuffed with how this one turned out. And I thought that was fine. I really enjoyed doing that. So very, very happy with that. And I so wanted an assault cannon because they're, you know, really cool and all that lot. And then we come to this badass Asmodeus, the chaplain himself. Now, yeah, this one broke me. I've got to be honest with you. I almost took a month off for this one. What was new for me is I found it really odd. Let's see if I can get closer. I found it really odd to highlight in blue on black, because back in the day I would have just done that as grey in different levels of grey. But yeah, that was a weird one to do there. But to be fair, it's come out okay. For edge highlighting for me, maybe I could do a little bit thinner, but I still wasn't happy with it. So I actually went over it with a wash of, I think it's Guilliman Blue. Can't probably, and it just seemed to blend it all in a bit better there. And of course the cloak does look good. It's grenades and stuff like this. So he's got the banner, which always finishes things off. But oddly enough, the character itself doesn't come with a power sword. He has a war gear card called Blade of Reasons. So as far as I'm concerned, that's the Blade of Reason. But there is a chaplain, I can't remember his name, Saffron or something like that. I'm going to pronounce that wrong. But there is a Grand Master chaplain in Codex Angels of Death, and he is armed with a Crozius Securum and a power sword. So I'm just wondering if this was meant to be the model and then he got downgraded potentially to Asmodii. But there you go. So that, I poured a lot into that, to be fair, and it did break me. I almost took my allotted month off, but I'm very happy with the way he turned out. And let's face it, banners for the rule of cool. But I soldiered on and then got ready for my last final month, which of course was May. Okay, so May saw me paint yet another 2 models, but this time I didn't go in all cockeyed like, it's only 2 models, it'd be a piece of cake, because I was all but burnt out. So I had to dig a little bit deep to do these, but it's because I wanted to do this guy. Brother Bethel. Absolutely awesome, beautiful model, I personally think. I think he's quite a dynamic pose on him. He's carrying the banner. I did go to town a little bit on the wreath there, or laurels on his shoulder pad there. I tried to keep it close to the artwork, so I've done the red around the gun holster. And I drilled the barrel out. And this standard, you can get 3 of them, but this one allows anybody within 4 inches, if they move, they can still rapid fire. So I always think he's going to stand near the Terminators. What is different is this. So the banner I got off eBay had the eagle that I think you find on the top of the standard dreadnought, like it's like the Emperor's Eagle one. So this standard here was off the top of a spare broken Asmodii model. So I did go quite, can I get into focus in? There. I did go a little bit crazy with him, to be fair. I even edge highlighted the sword. So I, again, poured a lot into this model. Got his eyes in there as well. Yeah, I'm really happy with the way this, go on, focus in, this model has turned out. And I can't wait for him to stand with the Dark Angels and lead them into battle. And then finally, the Dark Angels get a Psyker. And who better than Ezekiel himself? And what was really nice about this is doing blue and not green for a change. And I just, again, went to town on this guy. And the blue is interesting because I thought, well, if I do an ultramarine army, that's the sort of effect I look for. But again, there's loads of details. He's got a book here with tassels hanging out. He got all his keys here because he's the keeper of the secrets. He's got his book there as well. Again, I think the banner came out quite nice. I bet that doesn't focus in now. No, it won't. Typical. Oh, there you go. And the sword was quite good. But the one thing that really did it for me is I got his eye nigh on perfect. Personally, that's what I think anyway. And again, I got his chapter symbol there as well. And that was me. That was me pretty much broken. I was done. So when it came to, then that was all done up to May. So when it came to June, I just couldn't face painting another degree model. I had to do something light and breezy, something that I didn't care about the detail or anything like that. So I started painting some Gretchen because I didn't care for a future project we're doing on the channel. And I had planned to paint some scouts, but ain't gonna do it. There's more Dark Angels to come. There'll be another tactical squad with a heavy plasma gun. There will be scouts. There might be another Psyker. There might be a Whirlwind, I don't know, but there's definitely going to be a Raven Wing. They're coming. They'll have bikes, the Tat Bike and the Land Speeder as well. And then that should be my Dark Angels done. So what I'm going to do now is put them all together and take a photo. So thanks for watching, guys, and we will see you on the battlefield.